Howdy, Americans. It's another episode of Story Time. It's been a little while since I brought you an episode, so I thought I'd tell you about something happened in my life. It was way long ago in high school, but I was thinking about this recently, and I thought I'd document it on video for you guys. It was kind of interesting. In high school, I was a better football player. I mean, I was a pretty good football player, and I did like to play basketball. I was okay at basketball. I wouldn't say stellar or anything. And I remember one year, I think it was my junior year. I don't remember what it was. I decided to try out for the basketball team. And in the past, generally, our high school had a really, really excellent basketball program, really good basketball coach. And both of them were actually really good. The JV coach and uh, the varsity coach were very well respected. They had excellent background, record, what have you. But so I try out for the basketball team, and guess what? I was the 15th man on a 14-man squad. Yep, I got cut. And there was another shorter dude. Uh, he got cut earlier than me, and I figured, you know what, I'm just gonna, I try to use a little bit of psychology, so I thought back then, when you're young and dumb, like I was 17 years old probably, and I said, well, I'm gonna offer to be the basketball manager, and I'll hang around, and I'll still get to, shoot around and work on my skills, and maybe if somebody drops, they can add me, Well, that never did happen. But the other kid, he was shorter than me. He was probably, I'm like 5'10" and a half. I think I was pretty much the same height back then. And this other kid was 5'8" ish or something. I don't know. But we were different races. And he was always making comments to me, always making comment. And I'm like, I always bit my tongue. I said, I'm going to take the high road on this. And then one day I was kind of grumpy because I was late for school, and I'm in the hallway. This is funny. I'm at my locker, and I'd say a few, maybe like 10 lockers down. The lockers are only like this wide anyway, so he wasn't that far away. He happens to be there, just me and him in the hallway. So he mouths off to me one too many times, right? So I proceeded to drop my books, and I clocked it. I clocked him hard. But when I hit him, I did not see this other part happening. He reached into his locker. I didn't even see it happening. It was so hectic. He grabbed an aluminum tennis racket and he whacked me right on my elbow. And my elbow ended up being like that. So I proceeded to obviously retaliate, and it did not go well. We were right in front of the former football coach's classroom, who knew me very well. He knew I loved football and stuff like that. So his name was Coach Tom Lipinski. He ended up winning all kinds of championships at Division III Widener University, right in Westchester, Pennsylvania. So really cool dude. I loved it and always admired him, respected him. And so he's kind of like bear hugging me and all this. And then, teachers and the assistant principal comes down, the guidance counselor, they hear all this cursing and, turmoil, to put it politically correct. And then, so they're walking us towards the assistant principal's office, which was a female uh, assistant principal. And I'm trying to phrase things as well. And he dropped some vocabulary directed towards me that I did not appreciate. So he was to my left, and my closest fist was my lefty. So I went and hit him, and I glanced his chin, and then I hit the assistant principal when it glanced off of his chin. So I realized then I might be in a little bit of trouble, even though I wasn't trying to assault the assistant principal. I was trying to get this knucklehead. So needless to say, we ended up having to go to the main principal and all this stuff, and we both got a 3-day suspension. But we got him in the end. I got him in the end. And I won't say I got him, but I participated. He went on to have a very lengthy criminal history, and a lot of the things he did were not very citizen-like. He would rob people, steal from people, steal cars, and obviously doing a lot of drugs and stuff like that. So one night we had there was a police chase coming out of the city of Wilmington, Delaware, and it went all over, it went on I think it was Interstate 495, and then it went into Chester, Pennsylvania. It went on for a while. It was going on for a while, and I forget why, but they ended up shooting him. His name was Isom Cooper. They ended up shooting him. I think he got struck 2 or 3 times, and he went on to do a lot of time in prison just for being a dummy, So when I look back on time and remember that, like, I don't have any guilt whatsoever. Some people just need to get clocked. The first one I got in on was pretty good. The the other one, he knew I tagged him, but unfortunately it glanced off and hit the assistant principal. So I wasn't too proud about that. But anyway, you mess with the popo, you're going to pay. Let that be the lesson. Let that be the message of this story. Don't mess with the popo. Isom Cooper, you hear me? We got you, bro. We got you.